Hi everyone, it's Renee with Delaney Jane Cards. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm using a few items from my Pink and Main drawer. I get the Pink and Main kit every month and it comes with tons of goodies, and this is a few months old, but I thought I would play with it a little bit. It is this very cool stencil that's kind of very graphic. You ever see those t-shirts that have like the very graphic sun, but it's kind of a uh, gradient of color, and then it has like black silhouetted images in front of it or something like that. That's kind of the idea that I'm going for here. So I'm blending on pink, orange, and yellow. And your guess is as good as mine as to what colors they are. I think they are carved pumpkin. Well, I don't even know what colors they are. Let's see. They are probably picked raspberry, carved pumpkin, and lemonade. What's the yellow one? Kind of lemonade, whatever. Oh, there it is, squeeze lemonade. And I was right, look at me. Yay, it's been a minute since I made this. So here I have my basic sun scene schedule. Schedule. Why does schedule come into? Anyway, I have it stenciled. Wrong S word. So now I'm going to stamp the tree images with some VersaFine Onyx Black ink here, and they are going to silhouette over top of this sun image. I was struggling with that one. The magnet bar that I was using was a little thicker than my stamp set, or my stamp, so I was struggling to, I don't know, to stamp it. But I figured it out. Now I'm going to stamp this sentiment here, and I lined it up so it's in one of these lines, but it hangs off the opposite edge. You see how the single tree hangs off more on that side, and then now the sentiment hangs off on the other side. I just felt that it looked visually appealing. Now I'm going to stamp a flamingo, right? He's a flamingo, yeah. I'm gonna stamp him here because I just thought it looked a little plain yet, and I thought that that would be perfect. And then I grabbed a couple of the clouds that are in the stamp set as well, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp those on. I feel like they just finish off this little tiny kind of scene. It's super adorable. This was a great kit Pink and Main had. Michelle, she does a great job on all of her kits. I don't know if there's been one that I've been like, I don't really like that one. There's bits and pieces and parts out of all of them that I really do enjoy. So now that I have all of my stamping done, I did die cut this word hugs out of black, just so I could kind of see the placement, and I will be using it, but I'm going to do the Eclipse technique. So what I did is I die cut the word hugs out of the background. You can kind of see it there. And then I die cut my panel so that it's an A2 size panel. Now I am going to, with super tiny dots of glue, I'm going to adhere a few of these hugs sentiments together that I die cut out of black and just stack them up. They are going to add some dimension to the back, and I used junk cardstock stuff that I had. I don't know what's even on it. Stuff that was in my scrap bin. It just was black, and that's what mattered most to me, is the edges would be black. You could use white and just edge the whole thing with black, like a black marker, and it'll give you the same like effect that we'll get. But just little dots on here and just kept stacking. I think there are 4 layers of black, and then I will top it with the 1 layer of white that I cut right out of the scene. And that is how you do an Eclipse sentiment. It is cut out but set aside slightly by raising it up or sinking it in. I've seen that too, where you take your card panel and you cut, let's say, the word hugs out of, I don't know, 6 panels all in the same place. You stack those up, and then you insert the word hugs all the way. It'll give you kind of a similar look. But here I have removed the word hugs, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere my panel down. I did make sure that I got around all of the edges of this die cut word so that nothing is loose or flips up. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the black panel. This will make assembly much easier. And this card is super flat. It's very easy to mail. So if you're looking for something that has kind of some impact, but it is flat, this would be a really good one. So here I'm going to go ahead and see how the black fits in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and inlay all of the inside pieces before I add the actual black sentiment. That way I can make sure that they're lined up right and that they're, in the right places. This is a wax pencil. It also came in one of the, I want to say Pink and Main kits. Works pretty well. Seem to be having trouble with it there. But it does work really well for things like sequins and gems. I really do like it. It does work for paper. I'm not sure what the deal was that day. Maybe it was a little humid. But I just pieced in those little, like, I want to know what they're actually called. What are the spaces inside the letters called? Somebody told me the other day, like, what the drop down in the, like, raised up, like, loops and stuff is. I forget what it is now, but I know that there's a term for it. But I would assume that there is a term for these little bits and pieces that are inside, like the loops and stuff of the letters as well. I mean, maybe not, but I would guess. So if you know what that is, leave me a comment below, because I like to learn like super cool, useless facts. I love them. So here I am finally adding adhesive to the stack of black die cuts. And now I'm going to piece on or layer on the hugs sentiment that I cut out of my panel. And you can see how that pattern kind of continues onto the word, and that's what makes this the Eclipse technique. You kind of retain the image or design, whatever you are doing the Eclipse technique with, but you get this awesome outline of a sentiment or whatever you're die cutting out of it. It's super neat, super easy, and people get a little confused as to how you did it because they're like, that looks so cool. See how you can see the little bit of the outline of the black, and then you can clearly read the word hugs. So I just thought it was super fun, and I appreciate you stopping by. And as I always say, give cards generously. Bye.